Hi, this is Judge from CityNetMagazine.com coming to you from the Montreal International Auto Show. I'm here with Maurice, the Porsche specialist from Porsche Prestige in Montreal, and we're standing in front of the new Porsche Carrera 991. Basically, it's the newest version of the 911, and it's groundbreaking design, and a lot of things have changed over from 2011-2012. It seems like Porsche keeps on reinventing the same body style, but the differences are far beyond the previous model. So we're going to ask Maurice to just give us a little over of the car and let us know exactly what has changed and what's new for 2012.
George, thank you for coming and visiting us. Actually, you're right. 95% of the car has been changed for 2012 model 991. They've actually widened the wheelbase by 4 inches. They've lowered the roof by almost an inch or 2 inches, actually 51 millimeters. And they've also widened the front track by 2 inches. There's more room inside. They've changed the interior completely as the Carrera GT, like you were saying before. So it's a beautiful interior. And also they've lowered the weight by 85 pounds.
We're looking at the interior of the car, and we said it was like the 2005 Carrera GT. If you guys don't know, it's about a vehicle roughly about $600,000 that was produced 2005 by Porsche. Can you give us an idea of what's new that I would find in this model rather than the 2011 model?
Well, if you see, Judge, on this model here, first of all, what you're going to notice is the center column. The idea, like you said, from the GT is that what we want is the shifter as close as possible to the steering wheel. So when you're actually shifting or you're moving, it's very close. I tried it again, like I was telling you, and that makes a huge difference. The windshield was extended forward, so you get a little bit more room, and the sunroof, or the sunroof, is openings from the outside. Okay. What happens? A guy like you now, you have way more room in there.
So there's a lot. My hair could blow in the wind.
No problem, actually. Perfect. You don't have to wear goggles for the outside now. You're inside the cabin, and obviously, you know what? All the, like I was saying before, the Alcantara liner. Yeah. The GPS navigation, all in there is included. There's a little bit more room inside for the kids or the dogs or the golf clubs. You could put in 2 real golf sets in there. And I think it's just outstanding. It brought this car up to world class standards with this interior today.
Definitely. Porsche has been putting out world class vehicles for quite some time now. I mean, I've been in a lot of Porsches. They're absolutely superb vehicles, worth every penny you pay for. Now, I don't know if we could come over here and take a look at where you put the key fob in. The key, if you could see, goes in here on the left hand side. Yeah. This is historically, it was easier because back in the day when they used to have races, they started racing where you had to run to your car, jump in the car, and start it. So Porsche figured out that, you know what, it's easier to put the key in the left hand, grab the clutch with the right hand, grab the stick with the right hand, and take off.
Judge, that's right, exactly. That was from the racing days of Le Mans, where that's exactly where everybody lined up and ran to the cars. So that gave us a few split seconds advantages, and this is what Porsche is all about. Everything, form follows function, and everything is there for a reason. There's nothing on this car that is not there because it just looks better or that's what people want. Everything that is in this car is for a reason. So.
I heard there's Porsche's fable to have the engines in the rear of the car, and I heard they moved the engine about 4 or 5 inches forward. Is that possible?
No. What happens, in fact, is since they spread the wheelbase, actually the back wheels was moved back 2 3/4 inches. Okay. So the engine now stays always in the same place, but in fact it's actually a little bit more closer to the center. So the dynamics of the car changes and the balance changes. So it's a lot more stable today. I drove it. I just came back from California.
Yes.
And the stability on the car is outstanding. Fabulous. And the drive of this car is the best ever.
So basically what they did in relation to the vehicle is they kept the engine in the same spot. That's right. And they just reworked the dynamics around the car to give it a better handling. Right. Now, in the background, I don't know if you guys can pick this up, but we have the last model Turbo S. And you can see noticeably where I'm standing that the car is lower and is wider. It still maintains Porsche's unique look and styling, but different. I mean, when I looked at the inside, I mentioned to Maurice that it looks like a Carrera GT from 2005, which is fabulous because that car, I mean, ask Jerry Seinfeld, he's all over that car. This is something that Porsche is taking, and usually the model runs, they do about, what, 4 or 5 years before they change the body?
I think it's been around 7 years. I mean, the whole idea is to keep it for 7 years, and every year, every season, come up with a new model. So this summer we're going to come out with the Cabriolet.
Okay.
Then hopefully by next spring in 2013 we're going to have the 4 Series, the 4S Series.
Wow.
And then maybe a GTS model, RS model, turbo model, obviously.
Turbo S,
so for 7 years of celebration, and you know.
That's it. I mean, I don't know if you guys are Porsche fans, but before Porsche sent out the last body of the 911, I mean, they came out with so many models. It made collectors and buyers alike go crazy. The one thing is everybody wants to know, what's under the hood?
Under the hood, in the back,
in the trunk.
There's right now the new engine for the S is a 3.8, and it went up to 400 horsepower.
Jeez, I know. Sorry to cut you off, but I know my buddy has a Porsche, and his is a twin turbo. It has 415 horsepower. This is a normally aspirated engine with 400 horsepower. So the technology has increased tremendously in a few years.
And also fuel efficiency has gone up from last year 16%. So that's something really, really amazing when you think about it.
Definitely, when you're just stuck there in traffic, you won't be hurting on the pocket. Another thing, 0 to 60, what does it do?
With PDK and Sports Chrono, I read 3.9, they say 4.1. I've tried in California with the new engine, the dynamic engine mounts, which are amazing. It's the engine mounts are actually a liquid with little balls of steel. So when you put Sports Plus on, the electrical current goes through.
So it's almost like a magnetized
it's a solid
engine mount.
And it's wild, and it's really violent, and it snaps. It's an amazing ride.
So what you're saying, you took it 0 to 60 3.7. You did it faster than everybody else.
I don't know. I wasn't sure. I had a big smile on my face. That's for sure.
No problem. Now, what's the price for this? If I want to get in this ride as is this fully loaded?
It comes as close as fully loaded. What's new this year is that they have the navigation that's standard. They have Alcantara lining inside, which is really beautiful standard. It starts at $110,000 for a history of almost 60 years, and this one probably is going to be $132,000.
Well, that's a steal in my books, folks. Thank you, Maurice.
Thank you very much.
Your pleasure.
Thank you.
This is Jeff Judge signing off from CityNetMagazine.com. Thank you.